Hello and welcome to the channel, where we're dedicated to exploring the rich tapestry of local history in the Black Country and beyond. With our focus on historical narratives, including medieval maps and industrial heritage, I often delve into tales that blend fact with enduring enigma. Today, we examine one of the region's most intriguing unsolved cases: who put Bella in the Wych Elm? This wartime discovery of a skeleton concealed in a tree has sparked theories of espionage, ritual and mystery, persisting for over 8 decades. Join me as we review the evidence and speculations. If you're new, please subscribe for more in-depth historical explorations. The story commences on April the 18th, 1943 in Hagley Wood, within the Hagley estate in Worcestershire. 4 teenagers, Robert Hart, Thomas Willits, Bob Farmer and Fred Payne, were hunting for birds' nests and whatever young boys do in the forest when they encountered a large, hollow wych elm tree. Upon investigation, they discovered a human skull with remnants of hair and irregular teeth. Initially alarmed and mindful of trespassing on private land, the boys concealed their find. However, Thomas Willits later confided in his parents, prompting police involvement. The subsequent recovery revealed a near-complete skeleton of a woman, estimated to be around 35 years old and 5 feet in height, with light brown hair. She wore fragments of a mustard-coloured skirt, a blue cardigan and shoes sized 5.5, along with a modest gold wedding ring. Notably, one hand was absent, found buried separately. A taffeta fabric was lodged in her mouth, indicating possible suffocation shortly after death in around October 1941. Or was the taffeta part of a witch's ritual? Forensic analysis by Professor James Webster highlighted her distinctive dental irregularities, yet exhaustive searches of dental records and missing person files yielded no identification amid the disruptions of World War II. By 1944, the investigation had stalled until cryptic messages appeared. Initial graffiti in Old Hill read, "Who put Bella down the Wych Elm?" followed by variations in Birmingham stating, "Who put Bella down the Wych Elm, Hagley Wood?" These were inscribed in consistent handwriting, often at elevated positions. Thus, the unidentified woman acquired the moniker Bella. Speculation rose. Was the author the perpetrator, a witness, or merely a provocateur? Such inscriptions continued intermittently for decades, including on the Whitchbury obelisk in the 1990s and a modified version in 2020 referencing the Wych Elm. The persistent vandalism has embedded the case in local folklore, sustaining public interest. Autopsy findings confirmed asphyxiation as the cause of death. Though the original report remains unlocated, numerous leads were pursued, including possibilities of her being a wartime refugee or a local resident lost in the chaos. In 1953, journalist Wilfred Byron Jones reignited attention, receiving correspondence from Anna of Claverley, later identified as Una Mossop, who alleged involvement by her former husband Jack Mossop and a Dutch associate named Van Rout. They purposely killed Bella, a suspected spy, and hid her remains. While the timeline loosely aligns, corroborating evidence is absent. In 2018, reconstruction by anthropologist Caroline Wilkinson, based on skull imagery, depicted a woman with prominent features, yet identification eludes authorities. The case has generated compelling theories, each drawing on historical context. Here we'll explore them systematically. Firstly, espionage intrigue. One hypothesis posts Bella as Clara Burrell, a German actress and potential spy linked to executed agent Joseph Jacobs. Parachuted into England, she may have been eliminated to prevent intelligence leaks. However, records confirm Borel's death in Berlin in 1942. A particularly evocative theory proposed by anthropologist Margaret Murray interprets the severed hand as a deliberate act for creating a hand of glory. A talisman fashioned from a criminal's hand, believed in folklore to induce paralysis or unlock doors during rituals. This aligns with occult practices potentially tied to the lunar eclipse and black magic ceremonies. The tree's selection, a wych elm, historically associated with witchcraft in the underworld in British folklore, adds to the speculation. Some connect it to a nearby 1945 murder involving ritualistic elements, suggesting a coven or sacrificial killing. While police attributed the hand's separation to natural causes, the theory persists due to the era's superstitions and the case's macabre details. Alternative explanations include Bella as a victim of a gypsy encampment dispute in 1941 or a random wartime casualty. Accounts from Una Mossop described a punitive act where Bella was placed in the tree alive, leading to suffocation. These remain unsubstantiated, often reflecting societal biases of the time. Which theory resonates with you? Share in the comments as we continue to unpack this historical puzzle. As a local history specialist with an interest in historical borders and medieval cartography, I find this case compelling for its intersection with Worcestershire's wartime landscape, proximate to industrial sites vital for the war effort, such as those echoing the legacy of Somers Forge. The narrative encapsulates the era's uncertainties, inspiring cultural works like operas, podcasts, and theatrical productions that preserve its legacy. Recent examinations, including 2023 BBC's feature, underscores its ongoing relevance, with graffiti serving as a perpetual prompt that fresh insights may yet emerge. In summary, the question of who placed Bella in the wych elm remains unsolved, with the witchcraft theory offering a particularly haunting lens through its ties to folklore and tradition. Drawing on wartime shadows, it exemplifies an enduring historical enigma. Thank you for joining this exploration. Like, comment with your insights, and subscribe for further examinations of local history. If you have connections to Hagley, Bella, or other stories, I'd welcome them below. Until then, stay engaged with the past.